Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, mammals, and reptiles. Welcome to the MoFarahDota 2 League with me, NomadCasts. Unfortunately, MoFarah got whisked away by other issues. He doesn't care about you or me or Dota 2. He is just an analyzer who comes in and does whatever he pleases and then leaves. Well, nevertheless, we do have this best of 3 series, Show.Rising managing to beat Lucini Gaming and make it through to this best of 3 series to face off versus Infamous for the final spot in the playoffs. Who is it going to be? Who's going to come out on top? Well, we are into this draft already and we have Ancient Apparition and Sand King picked up by Show.Rising. I really like this little combo here. They can manage to get off a cold feet. I mean, Sand King is a perfect partner for that. He can, I mean, not the perfect partner, but he's a very good partner. He can burrow strike in front of you, block you up, and then make sure that cold feet goes off. Meanwhile, Ancient Apparition, he's got that Ice Vortex. That's really nice with the Epicenter and with the Burrow Strike to increase the magic damage he's going to do. Even with Sandstorm, I mean, it's especially if you get that extra Sandstorm damage, I've seen that completely ruin people, especially supports who don't have as big a health pool as those tanky carries. So over on the side of Infamous, we have the Tiny and Rubik combination, and actually Mo was talking about this last game where Tiny is kind of the hero you want with a Chen or a Rubik, one of these aggressive supports which wants to be going for kills and not really letting the offlaner or whoever they're laning against survive for very long. You want to kill them. You want to keep killing them. These two work quite nicely together. They have the ability to win their lane and get kills in their lane. Because they just have the lockdown, they have the damage. Nodfield, of course, works really nicely with the Tiny as well. Increasing the damage of Toss Avalanche is going to be really useful for the Tiny to get those early kills before the right clicks become the main damage component. Bans out. Now, this is quite interesting. Infamous have banned out the Lifestealer and the Death Prophet. Now, why would they have done that? Well, Death Prophet's pretty good versus Tiny. Lifestealer is okay versus Tiny, but it's kind of hinting towards something else. This is hinting towards a Pugna pick from Infamous. In fact, I'm going to call it now. The Viper has been banned out. They're going to pick a Pugna for sure this game. Trust me, trust me. I'm putting my reputation as a caster on this one. But looking at Show.Rising, I mean, they've got plenty of options open. They haven't really committed to anything yet. So there comes the Venomancer. So Venomancer for Show.Rising, I mean, that's another hero which combos quite nicely with the Ancient Apparition. Of course, I did talk about that Ice Vortex increasing the magic damage, and that's going to work quite nicely for the Venomancer poisons, and also the extra slows on top of that, working pretty well. And yeah, it just works well with the Sand King as well. You're going to really be looking at those BKB carries in Infamous, and I'm wondering, I mean, I did talk about the Pugna pick against a Venomancer. Is it that good? Well, there comes a Night Stalker from Infamous. That is clearly the counter to the Venomancer there, wanting to get that silence. And if you can kill the Venomancer, I mean, Venomancer's super squishy, right? That silence can be long enough at night time to be able to kill him before he can get off that ulti. And typically when you play offlane Venomancer or a non-core Venomancer, you know, position 3, position 4, although it is going to be position 3 this game, so you have the Sand King here. Basically, he's a grenade, right? He's a glorified grenade. He runs into the fight, you pull the pin, rolls into the fight, and then explodes with poison all over your face, and you just kill him because you can't leave him alive. But that's typically what a Venomancer gets done. So if Night Stalker can get that silence off on him, then you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna have a really good time. Also, I haven't really talked about the AA Blast, but of course the AA Blast is absolutely massive this game. And 3 huge teamfight ultis. Show.Rising are basically showing their hand pretty convincingly right now, saying, hey, we're gonna run at you as 5. And Infamous, what are you gonna do about that? And I'm still very much expecting the Pugna pick. Okay, putting my my casting career on this one. Infamous don't, well, unless Show picks something which really isn't which was really very good versus the Pugna. I mean, Pugna's not too worried about a Venomancer, I don't think. Obviously, the Qualifier is going to hurt him if he uses it whilst poisoned up, but I think it's still a good pick for them. And we've seen them play it a lot. But Lysug, he's pretty much solely played this Rubik, which is interesting. So, yeah, I mean, Show.Rising going to be riding the high quite a bit right now. They had that game versus Lucian. They never had the whole game, so they're going to be feeling pretty confident. Ooh, there's a Doom. Do you pick Pugna into Doom? Maybe not. Okay, they pick up the Prophet instead. So offers a little bit of what they're after. He does give them that pushing element. Still pretty susceptible to a Doom, but he's usually the Shadow Blade or Blink builder. Pugna does not go for those items, so yeah, definitely the Prophet going to be the replacement. I mean, they could still go for the Pugna if they want it. And the OD is banned out by Show.Rising. That makes a lot of sense to me. But I mean, picking Prophet into Ancient Apparition, Sand King, Doom, then this is a really brave pick.
5 seconds remaining.
So like, the problem with Prophet is that like he's the guy who wants to sprout himself and then get away from the team fights, and Sand King can burrow strike into your trees. Ancient Apparition can give you sight with the Ice Vortex. Venomancer can gale through the trees. Okay, he doesn't have the interrupt, so maybe a little bit less of a threat. And Doom is a classic Blink builder, so he can always make his way through. So you've got this problem, which you've picked your Prophet into. And looking at these lane matchups as well, what they might do... Now this is something which BGJ Storm did, and EG have also done, where you put the Night Stalker and the Nature's Prophet in the off lane, and the Nature's Prophet actually doesn't take the farm. He's just that guy to TP around the map to maybe spawn some treants and harass. He's going to get his farm later on in the game. Early on, you just give it all to the Night Stalker. And that kind of... It worked out very well. It worked out very well for both of those teams when they did it. So, I'm wondering if Infamous has been doing their research and is going to try it for themselves. Taking a long time over this ban. So, what do both teams need? I mean, both teams need a mid laner. No doubt about that. Oh, talking of which, actually, T-Show, they've picked 2 offlaners, I would say, with the Venomancer to do. So maybe this is going to be a core Veno, or maybe they're going to run an aggressive tri-lane. That could be really nice. With the AA is tanking and Veno, that is a lot of damage to throw out early on. Interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see how T-Show lane this. I mean, there's no really big lane counters going on in this game right now.
10 seconds remaining.
Guess the Veno's kind of decent versus the Tiny.
5 seconds remaining.
And there comes a Medusa from Infamous, so... Okay. Alright. This is best of 3. We're not in the best of 1 situation as before, so teams are feeling more comfortable to take risks, and I think that is the way I would describe this Medusa pick. This is a risk. This is not a comfortable hero to be playing in this scenario. Ancient Apparition, Sand King, Veno, Doom, these guys all want to run at you once they hit their level 6. They're all very ulti-dependent heroes. If they find this Medusa every time they hit those 6s, then Infamous aren't going to be able to find the farm on that hero. And if Medusa doesn't have farm, she doesn't do anything. The catch-up as well, I feel like all of these heroes are going to be too busy in their lanes to be able to stack for the Medusa as well, so that's something to take into account. And there's a Troll Warlord coming out from Show.Rising again. This is a really strong pickup from them. Now, would like to mention right now that they only have the 1 stun in the Sand King and the mini stun in the Infernal Blade, so I'm wondering if this is going to come back to bite them, but they have plenty of slowings. And Troll Warlord loves a good old slow. Meanwhile, on the side of Infamous, well, they've got the Lift, they've got the Avalanche, they've got a couple of slows going on. They've also got Void, which is a nice slow, and mini stun, so... definitely have more options. And wow, what is that Venomancer set? That is violent. Jesus. Alright, that's going down. So, Rhea on the Venomancer. Usually we see Rhea kind of hanging around in that offlane position.
10 seconds remaining.
And the Troll's going to be at mid. Sorry, Rhea's in the carry position, what was I saying? Rhea's a carry and Freak is in the offlane position, so yeah, I'll be Doom offlane, Venomancer carry and Troll possibly going mid, possibly going in the safe lane. No, sorry, Rhea's mid. I'm getting myself very confused. But anyway, meanwhile on the side of Infamous, we have Pepita on that Tiny. So we're going to have Tiny mid, BNN and the Night Stalker, MNZ, likely be in the offlane, and Lyserg is actually on the Medusa this time, so he's only played the Rubik so far in this tournament, but now he's going to go on to that carry. This is going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing how they decide to lane this. Both teams have a lot of options with their lanes, but I feel like, yeah, maybe T-Show a little bit more committed to their laning. So here we go. We have a pause to start things off. Who do I prefer to win this game? You know me? I'm actually gonna say this is T-Show's game. Game number 1 goes to T-Show. Like the ultimates are really strong, and that's the thing. Like, so you talk about these long cooldown ultimates. I mean, okay, sure, you do need to work around them, but when you have 4 heroes with big cooldown ultimates, which you will need to work around, there's always going to be one of those ultimates up. So, and you're not going to be dropping every single one on one hero unless it's a farmed Medusa, or even like a decently, you know, a Medusa which has had a decent time in this game. So they should have their ultimates up quite a lot in the early to mid game. Later on, when you start having, when team fights are basically the only form of fighting, it will come into account a bit more. And we might even see some Roche plays around that. So one thing to note is that with those ultimates on long cooldowns, once you blow all of those ultimates, if you don't then win the fight, then it gives Infamous a lot of room to play around the side of T-Show. They can take objectives, they can take Roshan whilst those ultimates are down, because T-Show are going to rely on them later on in the game. That is for sure, for definite. So, hopefully we'll be out of this pause quite quickly. Pepita on the Tiny. This is going to be an interesting one. He's going to be going mid versus... I believe he's probably going to be mid versus the Troll. I don't really... And Venomancer would lane really nicely against the Tiny, though. Yeah, so, I mean, Pepita has a pretty, like, average lane wherever he goes. Like, it's not going to be one of these games where Tiny completely stomps the lane, I don't think. Even with the Rubik's Kids helping him out. I mean, well, no, with the items Tiny's got, actually, it doesn't look like he is going to be going mid. It looks like this is an offlane Tiny build for sure, for definite, actually, so... This is really weird. This is going to be... I mean, I'm basically just going to stop trying to guess the lanes now. I think I'll see where they go, and then I'll comment. Destroy the barracks, then get back. Well played, says Peter. That's a good a shout as any. Oh, Venomancer's gone as well. Looks like we got a power surge sweeping Brazil. I'm fairly sure Brazilian T-Show Brazilian team. Yes, they are. They are indeed a Brazilian team. I just looked it up. There's your committed caster finding out the information. I mean, you find with most of SA they're either Brazilian or Peruvian. There's not many other regions in SA. Poor old Infamous, obviously a little bit bored, just spamming out the chat wheel. At least we have one reconnect on the Venomancer. Alright, so in terms of fighting, what are the big spells to look out for? I mean, obviously Stone Gaze is always important, and versus the Troll Warlord even more so. Medusa is actually pretty decent versus Troll, because Troll wants to jump on someone and blow them up really quickly. Medusa suffers from people who do consistently long damage to her, and that's not going to happen, because she's going to pop that Stone Gaze, and then Troll will have to back out, because if he gets frozen, he's going to be so vulnerable. They are going to be looking for a Solar Crest on Night Stalker as well, I'm pretty sure. In terms of item predictions, that's what we'll be seeing on Night Stalker, I'm almost certain about that. Might choose to go for the Urn alongside it. Medusa, yeah, she'll just have a standard Medusa game. Definitely wants the Lincoln Sphere versus this Doom, absolutely. Tiny, well, he's already decided for us. He's going to go for Boots of Travel, sorry, the Power Treads. Shadow Blade, and then looking for that Echo Saber afterwards. So that is the Pepita gameplay. Yeah, I like it. Meanwhile, on the side of T-Show, they're going to have Troll Warlord, so Troll Warlord will probably go for the Battle Fury this game. Can't really see him not going for it, although I don't like it versus the Medusa. particularly. I think you want to fight Medusas early rather than try and scale into the late game with her. You just want to fight through the mid game against her and try and win the game before you get to the late game. Blink on the Sand King, obviously, no big guesses there. Doom, what's he going to be looking for? Maybe a Blink, maybe a Shadow Blade. He's got the drums queued up, unsurprisingly. That is, of course, going to be going down on him. Venomancer. Now, this is going to be a right-click Venomancer. Or are we going to look to something more along the lines of Veil, possibly into Orchid, or the more magic build? What's the other item? Octarine Core. I don't know, there's strong options for him. I think if he goes right-click, he doesn't really need to. But then again, they do have this Troll ultimate, which would be nice to have that Venomancer with some right-click damage whacking him down. Oh no, I've made a terrible mistake. I didn't refill my water in between these games. This is tough on me. I'm gonna have to go with the dry throat. Don't worry, I won't leave you guys to get water. I won't do that to you. I'll stick through with my dry throat, my dry mouth. One of the tricky things about being a caster is sometimes you just get so kind of into the game and into the casting series and into, you know, the matches that you forget about your basic human needs like food and drink. Still waiting for this troll. It's been about, I don't know how long. Matthew, God. These guys are so nice to each other for definite. Like, these guys just call each other out mid-game. For some reason we say each other's names wrong. I don't really know why. Look at that, the invoker kissing emoji. Actually so cute. And we are just waiting for Mandy to get back. Yeah, I mean, these guys, like, they often play against each other in pubs and stuff, you know. The SA high MMR scene isn't that convoluted. I mean, well, none of them are. You know, you watch any of the EU streamers as well, you still find them coming up against people they know every match, so... yeah, the players do get to know each other. And SA is a team which is constantly swapping heroes and teams, and you have, like, players interchanging, so all these guys have probably played with each other and against each other multiple times, so that's kind of cute. So I'm wondering if any of these heroes are going to get a new skin, a new fancy item in the coming update. I mean, often they do choose the popular heroes to get some items, and I think Razor is long overdue for an item whilst he's not actually in this game. But Razor, you know, the problem is, like, they've gone, like they went for the aquatic theme last TI, they're going for the subterranean theme this time around. And I've already said last cast that I want to see a mole in the game. I wonder who could receive a kind of subterranean theme. Could definitely see some more crystal sets coming out for Tiny. He's already got the Rubeline crystal. I'd quite like to see I mean, Tiny is for sure getting a set, right? He's super meta. He's picked up all the time in pro games. He's got a decent pick rate in pub games, and he's already a rock, right? So you really don't need to do a whole lot to make him subterranean. So pretty much just need to keep him as is, and maybe, I don't know, to make him blue or something. You could do anything you want to Tiny, and you know, it could be classed subterranean. Other heroes, I mean, Sand King, he's already subterranean as well. So I'm more interested to see the different heroes. I said before, I want to see a sand morphling. I think that'd be super cool. Like, if you just turn morphling into sand, I'm super down for that. That's one of my concepts, and obviously the mole concept. You know, I think I might make a collection of these. Probably on Twitter. You know, after the game, I'm gonna get out my graphics tablet. I'm gonna go into Photoshop, and we'll. Mandy thinks it's a pro game. Thank you for the pause, guys. You do. This is a tournament. You have pause time. It's not optional. But there you go. I mean, you know, I think he's just saying thanks for being nice about it, not pushing or anything. And we have the Banana Dancer coming out. I love the Banana Dancer. That's one of my favourite emote. Banana Dancer. It's so great. So great. And that banana will sink into the ground, much as many bananas have before him. Now we have Matthew coming pretty far forward, looking to get this deep ward down before anybody can spot him, and will be successful in doing so. One thing I do like seeing is a lot of the heroes with like movement abilities, you'll see them going forwards and using those abilities to get an even deeper ward down early on, maybe around here or something. So I'm talking about Puck, I'm talking about Morphling, Waveform and Illusionary Orb are both great examples because you can just basically like make little jumps all the way across the map, you know, skip out some terrain, maybe come here, get down here, go up here this way, and then throw down a ward, and then before anybody even gets there, you can get a super deep ward down. The more heroes you get doing that, the better. And sometimes, very rarely, I mean, the treants are way too valuable to get early on to skip out on, but maybe level 2 you might see the Prophet getting some wards and going to get some deep wards down. Now, BNN actually coming down onto this rune and going to fight up against Mandy. He's got his treants to back him up as well, and Mandy's just like, nah, I don't want to take that. I don't want to deal with that. And they are going to give away 3 runes.
That should help.
So starting from a slight disadvantage, I mean, at least Freak managed to get his, but everybody else was unsuccessful. Now, let's look at these lanes. We have Doom in the top lane. The Doombringer, the leader of the Dota hell or whatever. And the Sandman going to be joining each other. Make a pretty potent off lane, but against, oh, this is interesting, Night Stalker and Pepita. Lysag did actually sort with the Medusa in the end, and yeah, we'll see MNZ. Sorry, Infamous. Wait, no. Yeah, MNZ. That's just the team. Okay, gotcha. Stand-in Infamous, of course. Why not? And then, yeah, the mid lane's going to be Viper versus, sorry, Venomancer versus the Medusa, which is a little bit funky. I think we will see the Medusa coming out better in this lane. I'm not just saying that because I brought up the last hits and see Medusa at the top, but because she's got Snake. And Venomancer, he's only got Poison. But I'm sure he's going to go for the pushing build. But also she's got the split shot, so she can afford to take down these Plague Wards. Mandy just taking a bit of harass in this bottom lane. Going for those whirling axes as the first level. Ooh, actually missing that CS. Throwing back the Ancient Apparition, but they don't have the damage to bring him down. And Mandy is doing a fair amount with these axes now. And AA, very quick reactions of the tangos. They're just breaking out of those trees immediately, but Doom in the top lane is kind of low. And it's actually going to be Lysag dropping low. One more hit will do the job, but the avalanche is there from Pepita, and he actually saves the Night Stalker. And well, very low. And Pepita does have that tree available, but he's going to need a little bit more damage than that to be able to get a kill. Meanwhile, Matthew falling low in the bottom lane, as is everybody. No one has any health this game. Troll is really low. And oh no, they actually find the first blood in the top lane with the avalanche and the tree.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Now in comes the Doom back up. But there's your first blood going down, unsurprisingly. I mean, everybody was so low, it was bound to kick off eventually. Matthew just going to go back to base. And yeah, team show. So who's got the advantage in this laning phase? Okay. Let's look at things, right? We got MNZ in the mid lane versus the Venomancer. Rhea. I'm fairly sure this is MNZ's lane. Like the Medusa, she's got mana shield. She's got more than enough sustain to be able to deal with Venomancers. So I think MNZ will own this lane. Or not own it, but at least win it. Meanwhile, up at top, we have Pepita versus Troll taking damage at bottom. BNN also dropping fairly low to the creeps as well. She does not have any regen though, and the Troll did have this salve, so Mandy definitely going to come off better after that engagement. There's actually BNN taking the farm, so I did predict it would be the Night Stalker down here. Well, no, I said that it could happen. Night Stalker and Prophet, where you let the Night Stalker farm, was a bit of a strategy, but apparently they're not going in for that. BNN just really not enjoying this harass, but we'll use the trees. But BNN has to be careful here, as Mandy will inevitably eat through the trees, but doesn't want to go for a kill, doesn't want to dive this early, quite sensibly too. Oh, Pepita in the top lane getting a little bit low, and Freak just going to zone him out. More Medusa at mid, also taking a fair amount of poison damage. He's galed up, but still has plenty of mana in the mana shield available. Oh no, again Bottom lane is going down. They're chasing down Mandy. Can they kill this troll? Warlord with a lovely burrow strike. One more right click will be needed for Mandy, and they don't actually find that kill. BNN also able to make it out, although actually didn't quite get out of the freeze, and now is frozen solid as 444 trying to do the damage, bring him down, but actually falling very low himself as Lysa gets turned to nighttime. He's ready to go. The burrow strike onto 2. Nature's Prophet falling low, but will survive. Trees coming out. Dunhow with the quick tangos, and BNN is low, and actually Dunhow has the mango if he wants to go for this. Be dangerous. Yep, chasing him down. BNN gonna use those trees, and it's a lovely job on those trees, just about on the edge. Forces the Sanking back in the Jukes to the tree line. BNN does manage to do it. Even chooses to summon the treants, but gets a little bit too close to Dunhow there and will get picked off. They do get the return kill onto Dunhow though, as that Fade Bolt comes through, and Matthew finds one. Well. Bottom lane, I mean, yeah, they traded, and then they traded again. Doom dropping very low in the top lane. Pepita and the tower knocking him down, but he's got that Scorched Earth, so he is going to be okay. Although I say this, he goes back in for more. Actually, Pepita who's falling low thanks to the Infernal Blade, and that little carpet damage from the Scorched Earth as well. Lyson comes in. They have the stun. A little bit more damage will be enough to bring him down, but Pepita is all out of mana, but Lysa says, I don't care, it's nighttime, and as we all well know, this is my time, and he uses that Void, and we'll run to the tree line and just... Well, he's got no TP. He's got no TP. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, they're still fighting. They've taken out the Nature's Prophet, and Matthew could be in trouble, especially with that Burrow Strike. They do find another kill down here. 444 did get pretty low, but it doesn't matter in the end if there's no one left to finish the job. So meanwhile, looking at these last hits, it is NNZ who is winning. As expected, the Venomancer just really struggling to find his place in this game. Can't really win that middle lane. Oh, for God's sake. Down in bottom lane, they just drop so quickly, I don't get a time to catch it. They did find a kill in the AA though. AA TPs to the middle lane. And Invid's Medusa on their face, but I mean, Medusa doesn't really do a whole lot. Maybe throw out a snake, do a bit of harass with her right clicks. Actually holding on to a lot of her levels here. She's only leveled up 4 levels and she's got level 6, so maybe just waiting to see if she can afford to put some levels into Split Shot. I'm not too sure. Troll in the bottom lane, it's another fight. The Burrow Strike comes forward into the Nature's Prophet. Troll is low, but they do manage to find the kill onto BNN. Matthew, he's going to need some help, and the TP from the Night Stalker will be exactly that, and it is nighttime, so Lyserg is ready to go. Raring to go, in fact. Dunhow, he has the Burrow Strike, actually jumps forwards onto the Rubik, wants to secure this kill, knows he's going to go down, but wants to get something on the lift and throw back from Mandy. Lyserg frozen still, but all the creeps are dead, which means that Mandy does need to be careful here. Gonna eat his way through the trees pretty quickly, trying to find a way out of this situation, but I don't think there is going to be any follow-up damage. Mandy escapes. Uh-oh, Doom up top. They found Pepita. They have the damage to bring him down. Team Show.Rising. Well, things actually in Infamous's court right now. I mean, you got looking at the last hits. Oh, ultimate onto MNZ. Rhea wants to fight it up. Rhea does need to be careful as the ulti is popped from Medusa, and there is backup coming in the form of Lyserg, and they do find that kill. And MNZ will need to be denied. They don't quite find it though. Well played from Rhea.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Classic. Classic. Deny me, deny me, deny me. It doesn't deny you. You can tell he was screaming at him the whole time. Deny me, deny me. That's what I do. Probably the funniest thing I've witnessed in a pro game, in a pub game, was when there was a Venomancer in the team, on the enemy team, and my teammate TP'd to my lane so that I could deny him, rather than, I was like, why didn't you teleport to base? And he was like, oh yeah, no, I didn't think about that. That probably would have saved my life. So there you go, that's life. Sometimes you just TP so that your friend can kill you. A lot of heroes down in the bottom lane, and Dunhow is going to find that Burrow Strike, and here is this combo of the Burrow Strike And the Cold Feeding is going to find them yet another kill onto BNN, in fact. Although they're not actually attacking BNN right now. And in comes Lysek, and he finds a kill onto Dunhouse. This seems to be a very recurring theme in this bottom lane. The Nature's Prophet goes down, but Lysek TP's in, and the rotation gets him a kill onto someone else. So I would say this is working in T-Show's favor right now, just because of... actually, look at the Troll's farm, though. Prophet is actually out farming him. Let's look at net worth. Troll is actually behind on net worth as well, though, so Infamous actually having a bad time with his bottom lane. Interesting. Very interesting. Venomancer gonna find himself with some company in BNN in this middle lane. We'll throw out the Gale. What is Rhea going for first? We've gone for the Aquila and the Wraith Band, so it looks like it's going to be a right-click build. And as I said before, with the Troll Warlord in the game, that could be useful. Oh, we're going to have Matthew dropping in the bottom lane. They have the slows, they have the damage, they do take him down. Do they have an ulti on Mandy yet? No, he actually hasn't leveled it. Yeah, well, it's all 7 levels and none in the ultimate. I mean, I guess it's not a huge amount of damage early on. Yeah. Things pretty calm as MNZ. Talking about calm, MNZ is having an incredibly calm game, doing very, very well. Oh, TP's up at top, Freak is getting low. Do they have the damage to bring him down? BNN with the right clicks, but Freak just immediately using that Quelling Blade to eat through the tree line. Very smart to hold that around, especially when there's a Prophet in the game.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Doom is available next, so I'm wondering if Freak is going to TP to another lane after he's been back to base to heal up. Maybe look to make use of that ultimate. AL going to come through, and that is surely going to land on all of them. That's a fair amount of damage, but the Treants are here to tank things up, so...
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, Rhea, he's actually going for the power treads perhaps, or maybe even looking at a Midas, but I hate Midas versus Medusa, so I really hope he doesn't do that. Even as a comeback item, I think you just want to go for the treads. Hopefully he's going for the treads. I mean, he hasn't queued anything up yet. What is on that courier? Ah, oh, yes, there it is. He's got the battle strength. Perfect. And at a killer for Mandy. So just go and phase boots, a killer, and then straight for that Battle Fury. Nighttime is popped, Freak thrown up into the air and also then lifted, and do they have the damage to bring him down? I mean, surely they do. Yep, there we go. The ultimate from BNN just to secure the kill and stop him getting anything else done. But in the middle lane, they've actually managed to find the Medusa. This is a big kill. Now, can they kill Matthew as well? Dunhoward's actually frozen up by the Rubik, and Rubik, well, the poison will surely tuck him off. There we go. Although Lysek able to find and pick up onto the Venomancer. This was not how things were planned. Dunhoward managed to get the Burrow Strike onto BNN, which actually saved his life there.
Dire's structures are fortified.
The Tranquils will come through. And he doesn't have to go back to base. Alright, so Dire bottom tower falls. Sorry, Dire, yeah, Radiant top tower falls as well. Decent trade, I would say. Oh. In the tree line, Dunhow getting taken down pretty low here, maybe getting a bit brave, even though he does have those tranquils. Lysek not able to really go anywhere with that Hunter in the night, and he's out of mana with the AL coming through. Does it link? No, it does not. It is nighttime. He's a little bit too fast to get caught out by the AA blast. Or at least AA needs to adjust his timing for that. And they still see him standing here because of this ward, which Full Forest just placed down. I mean, look at the sight the ward gives you right now. Oh, it's actually okay. It's decent. When he uses darkness, which stuff gets weird. Alright, we're gonna have this first smoke of the game. Show.Rising. Looking to take an initiative here. Infamous do have an advantage. They have the Prophet, and they have the Medusa, and they have the Tiny as well. And Matthew is going to be the target, and with the Cold Feet, with the Infernal Blade, they will be able to take this dude out. Venomancer was... Yeah, he's going for that pushing build, so he's going to push down this middle lane. That drum's coming out for him? I imagine so. AO at bottom, just onto BNN. Actually going for the Shadow Blade himself. Already got that Shadow Amulet. So, top tower is the next target. Meanwhile, Venomancer is just going to keep on doing his thing and putting down those Plague Wards in mid. I like what they're doing though, like it's not a tremendously efficient lane for the Medusa to farm. And Matthew with the steal onto the Plague Wards mean that he can do literally what the Venomancer is doing right back at him, so it's quite a smart way to lane it. Meanwhile, they are actually going to find the Venomancer in the jungle, and this is a pretty easy kill when you have a Tiny with a Shadow Blade. It's a very fast Shadow Blade for him as well. And that is exactly the reveal they want. I hear a Doom, and it is onto BNN. Freak, can he finish off this kill? I actually want to use the Infernal Blade onto Matthew here, but there's a lot of heroes coming in as he gets tossed into the air and beaten down. Your Shadow Amulet's not going to save you now, buddy.
Regeneration.
Oh. Mandy, what's it going to be? Still holding back on that Battle Trance. I guess he wants it at level 2, so he's just going to level it at levels 11 and 12. And focus on getting those levels into Whirling Accident further. Meanwhile, Pepita just pushing lanes, doing what he does best. Pushing towers, pushing lanes, taking waves. But BNN also doing the same thing. Pushing out top, although there is no tower to knock down here. But let's look at the vision game. This is the dire view. They've had this like strip of wards from here down here, but in the middle lane, who will they find here? Well, I think it is no one. And then in they come. BNN caught out. He's going to go down very quickly indeed, as he is the kill to start off this fight. Now we have the Stone Gaze and the Mask of Madness on the Medusa, choosing not to fight the Stone Gaze, trying to find the kill onto Rhea, but doesn't quite manage it, as a drums pot to help him escape.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Shrine's up for Pepita. He's hanging around. He's got his Shadow Blade, just looking for a pick off, but can't quite find it. Now there is a Venomous Gale, but Pepita will find the TP out. BNN TP's in, and does find 444. I'm not sure he can get this kill, but he has got the Shadow Blade, and will just get himself out of here. A lot of heroes TPing in for this one. Ulti used by Troll. Matthew's really low. Does he actually survive this? Oh, he has got the defensive null field. Maybe that'll be enough. He got really low there. Guess it wasn't quite 10%, but they find a kill. Finally, BNN does go down after playing with the Shadow Blade a little bit too long. Infamous punished, and T-Show trying to take an advantage here. Oh, Pepita. Shadow Blading forwards once again. He's got a haste rune as well, so he's looking for Rhea here and will find it. Just finding kills wherever he wants on the map. I feel like Tiny's been doing so much work with Shadow Blade this game that the Prophet was kind of just like, oh, me too, I want to try as well, and has been punished accordingly. Not quite getting away with the same shenanigan thing. He just doesn't have the kill potential. If he does want to kill, he's got to stick around for a long time. That often ends badly. Matthew has the Burrow Strike. Not a fantastic spell for a Rubik. I mean, although I like the way he's already got this Scorched Earth going and making full use of it as well. That's why I love seeing, like, when you have like a spell like Scorched Earth or something, you use it and then you find another spell and use it as well. Multiple spells going off just looks really cool for some reason. Oh, lift mid-air stops him being tossed back. I mean, it doesn't matter, but it's just an interesting interaction there. That's pretty cool. So, I mean, what Matthew keeps doing is that toss can actually really mess you up. If you're coming in and you're trying to make a gank happen and an enemy gets tossed into the air, it can be really difficult to click on them to disable them because they literally go off the screen. So if you use that telekinesis on them before they get tossed and just like queue it up basically, then your hero will lift them wherever they are, like whether they're in the air or not. So that is what Matthew's been doing. It's been really useful, and it's avoiding any blunders which could possibly occur from not being able to click on the flying targets. That's not a different between skill. That's just a general thing. Like, It's so difficult to attack, to click on a hero who's up in the air.
That should help.
The Troll Warlord, unsurprisingly, he does have this Battle Fury, as we were expecting. As I said, it's not the #1 thing I would get versus Medusa. But it's still very good. I mean, you can't underestimate the damage. Like 45 damage is actually pretty decent, and with the 24 damage from the phase boots, it's nothing to laugh at. And then with the he's going to finish off the Yasha and then go, but in the middle lane we actually have a go onto the Rubik here. Matthew, can he get away? He's trying his best. The AA blast is going to come through. No, it actually just about misses. I think he's dead anyway, just the poisons. Yes, he does go down. Medusa manages to find the pick off onto the Ancient Apparition, and the Sand King did go down as well. Can they kill Rhea? It looks like they will have the damage. MNZ gets a double kill. Infamous take a very convincing fight in the middle lane, only losing their Rubik to it. And now they're heading straight for this Roshan pit. They have the Prophet. The Blightstone will make a little bit of a difference, but it's more the Treants being able to tank it. And he's going down pretty quickly. I mean, Pepita, he's got the damage. Medusa as well. They're all hitting fairly hard, so yeah, they will be able to take Roshan without too much difficulty. That's interesting. I would have thought it would take longer than that, but apparently not.
The seeds of fortunes.
Gold remains.
Well, Night Stalker. I feel like Lyserg had a really big impact early on in the game, and now he's not doing so much. He's kind of fallen back into the support role, but that's okay. Like with the Shadow Blades and everything, he's just not really as useful. I find this matchup interesting though, right? Like usually when Mandy plays Troll Warlord, we do see him on top of the net worth chart, but with the recent fights Medusa's been having and the farm she's been getting this game, she is taking the lead. Now Troll does do more with his items, so I think, in all honesty, a Troll with a Battle Fury and a Sanyu Yasha is scarier than Medusa with a Hurricane Pike, a Sanjin Yasha, and a Mask of Madison. Did I just see her eating that book? I think I did. She has a really high level. Jesus Christ, she has a really high level. Level 19. Versus the Troll. I mean, I want to see how many books he's taken this game. But,
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
oh, the stolen ultimate from the Rubik here. Gonna help him get the kill onto the Ancient Apparition. That's very nice. Matthew managing to find that one. Meanwhile, at bottom lane, BNN in the tree line. He is all iced up, but he is going to be okay. So Freak gonna have Doom again pretty soon. Wondering what T-Show are gonna want to do with this, because they need to start making some action happen around this map. They're clearly looking for the BKB on the Troll Warlord. In fact, they're not going for the Sanjin Yasha, they're just going straight for that BKB. They're realizing how important it is for them to be able to fight right now. They can't keep giving away this game, and a BKB will help them lead the charge onto Infamous. AL comes through. Maybe they can get the kill on Medusa here, but the lift up from Matthew with a return AL. Like, Rubik is just making all the plays this game. And they're so scared of dumping onto MNZ without the proper initiation tools, especially with his Aegis. Like, it's just really difficult, especially also with the Infamous heroes hanging around. And yeah, this blink on Matthew. He's probably going to keep the Ice Blast for a little bit. Troll does manage to find a kill. Assuming he got the kill and then TP'd out. But he finds Tenacious Prophet. It's fairly huge. Creep will just steal a little creep. And the middle tower goes down, so Infamous are really showing their strengths here. I mean, they have this Aegis, and they're actually going for a Scatty next to the Medusa. They're kind of, oh, she doesn't need BKB. And she doesn't, not this game. I mean, there is a chunk of magic damage, but I think she just wants to get them stats going. I'm down for that. And Rubik's setting down some Plague Wards just to get that scouting going on. Now we have a smoke. Oh, the smoke is broken. Doesn't want a Shadow Blade, so that'd just be too obvious. And in comes a Medusa with that Mask of Madness, looking to deal the damage here. Might get frozen up. Yes, just does get frozen up. Radiant's Courier also going down. Meanwhile, Troll in the top lane looking to push down this tier 2. And Infamous, I think they're just going to give this one away. Oh, could find Rhea. Rhea is not being careful enough here and will pay the price. Really quite a bad catch there. He knew exactly where they were. Although that said, it was nighttime. And they have the Night Stalker on the side of Infamous, so... Freak could be in trouble. Although with the epicenter coming through on the backlines, maybe they can take out BNN just about. Although with a toss back onto his teammate, Peter does save him. Now comes in the troll. Warlord might be able to take down the Medusa. Yes, he can, but this is an Aegis. It does look like Show.Rising are trying to defend this one. In comes that Venomancer ultimate and Doom as well onto the Medusa. It is a lot of damage for her to deal with. For the return ultimate? Oh wow, Rubik actually managed to get off a Venomancer ulti as well. Jesus, making all the steals, but maybe Matthew goes down at the very least. No, he just about made it. Oh yeah, Mandy's there to clean up. Meanwhile, they also find the Doom and the return kills coming in from Infamous. They get 2 for 1 right now. BNN trying to fight it up with Mandy, but does drop Mandy. If he goes down here, this could be huge, but Medusa can't quite find the kill. Although in comes Lysol, and oh my god, Mandy. This is him knowing his hero very, very well. And the Burrow Strike coming through, gonna keep Mandy alive for now. And looks like they won't be able to finish up this troll. Troll getting away on about 50 HP there. Jesus, well, that actually ends up going slightly better for T-Show, I would say. They lose their Doom. They lose their Venomancer. Let's have a look at this fight recap though. I mean, Jesus, look at all of these spells used. My word. My word, my word, my word. Everything thrown out in the cold kitchen sink. I mean, hard to really tell you. 3 Shadow Blades used, apparently. Okay. But yeah, gold going the way of Infamous, actually in the end. Wonder why that was. Oh my god, look at all this damage the Medusa was able to put out though. Troll only able to do 2,700. Now he did manage to find some clutch kills in that fight, and that is going to give him a 1,000 gold lead. The biggest individual winner of the fight, but overall, there was a dieback on the Venomancer in fact. So yeah, that is what causes this massive gold deficit. Minus 1,100 gold on him. That was an expensive move. And dying again after that is just going to shove him way down the net worth chart, so really unfortunate, but I know, and he got his ulti stolen by the Rubik, so oh yeah, of course the Venomancer got picked up in the middle and then brought back to join in the fight and get his ultimate off. Yeah, that's really big. Like you can't give that away. And again, Matthew seemingly unstoppable. He seems to be just like a kid in a candy store, taking any spell he wants this game. And now we have the Scatty up on Medusa, so Medusa, we can understand now why she was taking all of those tomes. She wants to hit a level 25 as quickly as possible and get that split shot user's modifiers talent. Because that means that the Scatty is going to be hitting everyone. And that's OP. That's certified overpowered. I mean, maybe not overpowered. It's a level 25 talent. They're allowed to be overpowered, but it's fun to see. Just like a massive snowball firing machine gun. We might have a fight brewing at bottom lane. Dunhow does catch the BNN with the... Oh my god, you can't TP out of this one, Doom. That's a little bit much. And also managing to find the deny onto the Rubik there. Did pop the Doom for the Rubik kill. I mean... that's not really a good idea, I don't think, I would say. Oh, Troll going on to Pepita here. Now trying to TP out of this one, but won't be successful in doing so, and that is his death. 78 seconds left on his buyback. Oh dear. And both teams spamming well played. Actually, it was just Infamous. They're happy about that one. I mean, they take out the Troll. Troll just got greedy. I mean, he needs to go for kills. He found an Invis rune and... oh yes, that's a Shadow Blade, but unfortunately Infamous were grouped together. Now this is just MNZ being farmed. Just like, yep, I'll go high ground. I'll get frozen up, I don't care. It's all good. This is just such a slow push. Although Cold Feet on a really low cooldown. Just a spell. Stun up. Ulti, not quite used. But they still take the range tracks. It's something. But she wouldn't have had the damage to take out the melee racks, and the Sand King would have been back in that time. Sorry, the Sand King, the Doom would have been back in that time. Roshan will respawn in 1 minute, so we're not quite there yet for Infamous. I feel like this game is very much in their hand. It's one of the games where you have the big carry on your side of the map.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
You know, you wanted to put a timer on the game. You wanted to wait to win kind of thing. You know, you were like, oh well, we might lose the early game, but we'll pick a Medusa so that we certainly win the late game. And they won the early game anyway, so now they're just kind of riding the wave, waiting to get critical mass on the Medusa, and making a nice, safe win for Infamous here. They have been keeping this troll in check as well. You know, they're not giving him anything. He's managed to find a bit. I mean, if we look at his KDA, he is sitting at 6-1, so he's managed to find a bit, but this Medusa just really farming hard, and 6-2, but 21k net worth. That is just the Medusa effect. Well, MNZ gonna go up into the high ground. Once again, doesn't care about getting frozen solid, and the Peter actually throws down the avalanche, but in comes the ulti from the Sand King. There is no... Oh my god, everything! The whole kitchen sink being thrown on the Medusa. If they don't kill her there, then the game could well be bad, but there we go. They do kill the Medusa. The return ulti from Matthew once again. BNN trying to escape this one, but will be cancelled. And that TP and Infamous taking a very bad fight here, as T-Show make an excellent defense. And T-Show thinking about Roshan. They're the ones with the Troll Warlord. They can certainly try for it. And Infamous really don't have buyback on the Medusa, so there's no way to defend this. Lysa thinking about trying something crazy. I mean, he's got a 4-star at the very least, but can he see? He's actually jumping into the Roche pit. Just kind of hanging around here. Meanwhile, Pepita drawing them all out. I don't know what Lysa is really doing. I'll be honest here. And they actually see him inside that Roche pit because of the Plague Ward. Are they interested in killing him? Burrow Strike is out. 3 heroes here to try and deal with this Night Stalker. They will at the very least force him out. And yep, freezing him solid, bringing him down. There we go. Free gets a double kill. That was messy. The fight was bad from Infamous, but I mean, if they just give away the Roshan and kind of recuperate, that'd be okay. But now that they've lost 2 more heroes on top of that, just from trying to be greedy and get a Roshan steal or something, yeah, it's just got from okay to actually kind of bad. And they still have the net worth advantage, though. They still have the Medusa, but that Aegis is going to make a big difference. At least it's going to delay the game for another 8 minutes.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Freak just Shadowblading forward, looking for the Prophet here, but Prophet has already popped the Shadowblade of his own, so will not show to Freak here. I mean, Freak doesn't have Doom, but he's got a lot of damage just in the Infernal Blade itself. Yeah, and then makes some more creeps, TP back to safety, and just force heroes back. And every minute you're forcing T-Show defend just opens up the map a little bit more for Medusa. Not that she's had problems farming this game, but this 25, super important. Anyone to consider a BKB? I don't know. There was a lot of magic damage they dumped on her head last time. Like, if she had a BKB, they wouldn't be able to do that. Then again, they did still manage to take the range racks, but it's only a range racks, and that wasn't in the last fight. That was before. I don't know. Interesting one. We'll probably need the boots to travel before going for the BKB if she wants it, though. I don't know, maybe you just sell the Mask of Madness and go for the BKB. I'm not sure how important it is for them.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
Team Show.Rising. If they get another defense like they had last time, I mean, they have the Aegis now, so they're probably not going to be defending, actually. This BKB on the Troll's been pretty huge. They've struggled to make it work in previous fights, but in that last fight, it made all the difference. What I like about Matthew this game, though, is that he's just gotten so greedy. I mean, everybody always calls Rubik a greedy in sport, and Rubik is, this Matthew playing on his Rubik is even greedier than a greedy support. Like, he's got 4 stuff, he's got Blink,
is under
He's got a
attack.
gem, which was his. He's still got poison over from the last fight. Oh no, it's only around for like 3 seconds. Yeah, it's gone. Rest in pieces. They wanted to smoke and try and find a kill with it, I think, but unfortunately, it has now disappeared. Pings out, probably pinging out that Matthew has a gem. You can no longer ward on the floor. Just using this gem to go on a bit of scouting mission, limit the vision which the Radiant have, and try and force them out the map even more. Now Troll chooses to let the Monkey King bar. Oh, gonna walk into a Night Stalker here, and he gets stunned up. The Glen Cape does not come on through quick enough, and that is just a free kill from Mandy. Beautiful. Exactly what he needs. I like that. So, yeah, and just throwing down the trees there to make the Troll think there's someone in there TPing out. Pretty smart. Pretty high IQ, I'd say. Going for the side of the Vice actually next to the Nature's Prophet. I mean, let's have a look at items. Oh, firstly, let's see how close Medusa is. Oh, she's got the 25, okay. So, yeah, her team fight just became a whole awful lot better. And getting the butterfly as well. Actually getting jumped on by Mandy, but it's going to have to be careful. Slowed right down on the Sandy Nyasha proc in combination with the Gaddy slow. Yeah, let's just throw out items here. Anything super exciting? I mean, Tiny, the pizza, he's been having an okay game. Not a fantastic Tiny game, but he's been having an okay time. 6 and 3 now. He's got that Shadow Blade, all the things a little Tiny could want.
Radiant are scattered.
All the basics. Been to his shop and picked up the Essentials Ring. If they get a bash here, nope, BNN is not going to risk that. Freak does not have the sight either, so Dunhow has the gem. But it looks to me like Infamous have successfully avoided the Troll Warlord until that Aegis has run out. Ultimate as he's trying to farm with it? I'm not too sure. That's a little bit of a weird one. There was no one else fighting around the map except Rhea, who was farming creeps, so... Ooh, full Aghanim's up on him, so that's gonna be nice for the Rubik. I feel like Rubik is doing just as much with these Poison Novas as the Venomancer is, actually. Not good. Giving the bouncy rune to their poor underfarmed support. That's what a true teammate does. It's not what my teammates do. Lyserg on the run. Trying to see something here, but...
Almighty money.
I mean... Yeah, as I said, this Night Stalker just feels like he's fallen off a lot. He's actually gone for the Glimmer Cape, but he didn't really farm very much this game. Look at the CS, he only had 33, so he's been very much like a 5 this game, and Matthew's been more of the 4, which has been actually working quite well for them. I mean, Matthew's Rubik has been tremendous. And oh, they have Battle Trance with Medusa. This is huge. Let's see if Freak reveals the Shadow Blade here. He's certainly going to die and actually leave the AA thinking that he's already gone. And they find Freak. Do they have the stuns for him though? They do not have the stuns. Void and Lift were on cooldown. They should have saved one of those for sure. They should have saved one. They didn't need to drop both onto the AA. They didn't need the extra damage. Like, I'm pretty sure a Void is worth it like 2 Medusa right clicks right now. And Medusa also has the slows, so yeah. Pretty nuts. But now we've got this this Eye of Scatty, and that means that all of her split shots are going to be... So we've got level 25, so that means all of her split shots are going to be scattying up. Why is there fire on the floor? Oh, Doom got the Can Devour. Okay, so that's kind of cool. Splash attack. And the Fireball. It's going to be interesting to see in action. Haven't seen that before. In comes the Troll Warlord popping that ulti. They also have the Poison Nova from the Venomancer. Medusa not going to be kept alive here as the Doom. And everything is enough to finish her off. Matthew tries to make it to the high ground. Tries to go for the TP out, but it's not quite enough. He does go down. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, BNN was trying to get a split push on, but just couldn't do it in time. The Medusa went down so quickly. Now Troll is actually looking for the full moonshot, just wanting to be able to blow the Medusa up as quickly as possible every single time. And he is successful in doing that. I mean, what I found weird there was that there was no backup for the Medusa in that fight. Admittedly, the Troll did pop the BKB, which makes it very difficult to counter-initiate. You can't really jump in with an avalanche. Well, you just can't full stop jump in with an avalanche. Ah, Mandy. Like an angry rhino running down the middle lane, Tusk first. And the tier 3s are under threat. Not the first tier 3 of the game. Don't forget, mid's already gone down and one barrack. BNN just doing his thing. And going to take the tier 3 in response. The TP's coming back from the Sand King and the AA Blast as well. It's a lot of damage onto the property. He just wants this melee Rex. He gets it. It's totally worth it. Actually popping the BKB and TPing out. He still had a long time left on that BKB, so... They don't lose Rex in return though, so this is actually huge. And no, Mandy has found the Night Stalker. Not sure what the Night Stalker was trying to do there, but whatever it was not successful. Roshan respawns in 1 minute 30. And a Chilling Touch. I do like the changes to Chilling Touch. Not making it slow anymore is quite a lot better, I think. I know, it was kind of cool when it slowed you down, but people like were just a bit too upset about it in their pub games. People are salty people. I wonder how much does a Dispel actually get rid of? Obviously, I think it breaks through stuns. I don't know, it could be good for if you were against the Venomancer. Unfortunately, the Venomancer's on their team, but if you're against Venomancer, I'm wondering how many of his spells it would actually take off. I'll go and test that after this game. Well, after this series, perhaps. Oh yeah, pushing down this middle lane. We haven't really talked a whole lot about this Venomancer, but he's actually gone for a very weird build. He's got the Blink, he's got the Hurricane Pike, he's got the Aghanims, and he's also got a random Hood and the drums, so things are getting weird with Rhea. But let's have a look. Who is in the 25 club? Troll Warlord is, but of course he goes for the -6 seconds Whirling Axis cooldown. That puts him on a 3-second cooldown, sorry, which is pretty insane. Basically means you can have permanent Whirling Axes, I think. I mean, yeah, the world duration is 3, so you can literally have permanent axes if you've got the mana for it. Might as well just make it a toggle ability at this stage. I wonder if the axes stack. If you got an Octarine, would you be able to get that like 1 second of stacked axes? That could be interesting. Probably not. Oh, I think they just checked Roshan. I think they know it's up. Let's have a quick look to buybacks, because this could come in important. We have the Medusa. She has it, Troll has it, Prophet has it, but no one else. I mean, what is her CS right now? Like, she must have a lot. Wow, 538 CS on MND here. He's been hitting creeps, that's for sure. The Troll also has a lot as well. Jumping forwards, they found Pepita here, having to pop that BKB to try and escape. The Hex is out onto the Troll. We'll break out of it. There's nowhere for the Tiny to go. The epicenter is used onto no one. I think someone was trying to TP out. Meanwhile, BNN was just trying to get a bit of damage to the tower, but meanwhile, they've caught out the Venomancer on the side of Infamous, and actually Rhea gets down to the low ground. Now they jump up from the Sand King. Meanwhile, Mandy is able to take down that Nature's Prophet, but the ultimate pop from MNZ, although she is stunned up, so she can't do any chasing, and the ultimate will get completely countered. And now the Burrow Strike, but the Force stalk forward onto MNZ, gonna keep her alive. Now this is a really risky fight for Infamous, and they want to fight into MNZ. Can they bring her down? Yes, they can. Pepita not quite there with the stuns. I thought he would come in and turn that fight, but he couldn't get there in time, and now he goes down as well. 3 heroes dead on the side of Infamous. T-Show are taking this fight. They throw the Night Stalker up into the air. Lysol, he gets Lysug decapitated. Once again, another falling to the axe of the Troll Warlord, and guess what? It's going to be another Roshan for T-Show, and this is going to be another 8 minutes, which Infamous just cannot fight for. They just don't seem to be able to fight full stop. Medusa, please, for the love of God, get BKB, but she's still going for the Lincoln Sphere. I mean, okay, yeah, Lincoln Sphere is pretty good for avoiding the Doom. That's another big thing about this game. She never went for the Lincoln, so she keeps getting doomed first every fight. I mean, what do they really have to break the Lincoln Sphere as well? So, it's like... Old feet, I guess? Just kill the AA and they've got nothing to break the Lincoln Sphere with. Unless they have items, but... Urn doesn't pop it. Doom, he's got a refresher shard as well. This is mean. It's just... Oh, man. Well... Matthew buys back. They're actually looking at the tier 4s. Lift up onto the Ancient Apparition. Matthew trying to escape to base. Doesn't want to be frozen up and will not be. Patrol, he's just working all the barracks. BNN, maybe going for a bit of Rat Dota right now. He is pinged out pretty much immediately though. How much damage can he do? Well, Troll, he has already taken the tier 3, going on the next set of barracks. Meanwhile, Rhea has TP'd back for BNN, but BNN, he can't afford to get back here, and he knows this. He's coming back in, he's got that BKB. He needs to do the damage to those barracks. Oh, he's going to go hide in the trees. I actually disagree with this. Meanwhile, they've managed to take both the top barracks here, and now Freak is looking, just searching for something. They are surrounded by infamous heroes. And Troll jumping forwards onto BNN. He can't afford to die here and will force stop himself away. Meanwhile, the AA blast is through onto MNZ. Throwing out the ultimate, but no one's getting caught by it. No one wants to turn around and fight here. The damage is coming through. I mean, Doom, he doesn't have the damage available as the mana available for his ultimate, and BNN gets taken out by the Troll Warlord. It is a monster kill for him. They do find Rhea at least. Doom is frozen up. MNZ, he's doing the damage to both of them, brings down the Aegis on that Troll Warlord, and it is a full team wipe if you manage to get Mandy here. Though he pops the BKB, he's going for it. He is going for it. MNZ needs to keep his distance, but they're actually able to break forwards, but force him down to the low ground, but he finds the kill. Mandy is godlike. Surely they can bring him down, but the buybacks, they see their window of opportunity. They buy back on everybody, but they do find the Troll Warlord. Rhea jumping in, maybe going to find the kill onto Lysa, but Troll is back into this game, TPing in. Do they have the sight for Pepita? No, they do not. There is a gem in the trees there, which Pepita may have just seen. Probably going to spook him a bit. Meanwhile, MNZ pushing down on this bottom lane. Doesn't have TP boots. Needs the TP boots. Needs to get back or something. The amount of buybacks in that fight, I mean, Jesus. There's only one left, and that is a Night Stalker. Never mind. There are no buybacks left. Alright, here we go. No buybacks available. Final fight. I mean, is anybody gonna have it soon? Ancient Apparition might have it soon. That is it. Everybody else is brought back already. So we can close down that screen. Jumping onto these tier 4s. Mandy doing the damage. Medusa, she's actually brought the rapier. She's got a TP in with the rapier, but the base is falling. The base is falling. Do they have the fortify? They do not have the fortify. They need to stop Mandy doing this. Meanwhile, the Doom, one Doom is out, but Medusa coming in with the rapier, but the Ancient is going to fall. Oh, that was close to the biggest turnaround for Infamous there. The Medusa, if they should just get it back a little bit quicker, but I love the play she made there. She TP'd to the bottom lane specifically to kill the creeps, to just try and get the farm for that Divine Rapier purchase. And then she came into the fight, she tried to do damage, but she just couldn't pull it off in the end. And let's look at this graph, because this is going to be a telling one. If we compare the Troll Warlord to the Medusa there, and just look at this. Look at this, going up and up and up, and the Troll Warlord just shooting up at the end. I mean, the Medusa was ahead all game, but they just kept taking these fights with this Troll Warlord, really, like, abusing the hero. These SA teams valuing the Troll so much, and Mandy being the #1 Troll player, probably in the SA region right now. Doing incredibly well in that, guys, so... T-Show, well, I take game number 1, and I'm expecting, for certain, a Troll ban from Infamous next game, but let's see. Don't go anywhere. Game number 2 coming up very shortly indeed.